Hi, I'm Jon Young from PlayersTV, and I'm here in South London braving the knife gangs to bring you an exclusive interview with the hottest British talent at the moment, James Akenhead. We're in Q Sticks, South East London, a place you know very well. Just tell us a little bit about this place and the long hours that you used to spend here before you were taking up poker.
Yeah, before I was a train driver, I played a lot of pool and snooker. I was into it from a young age and put a lot of hours in and got pretty good. You know, I played on the UK circuit, on the 9-ball circuit. These days all I do is really play a bit of snooker, just recreationally with a friend Terry. And I started coming up this place and playing the pool tournaments and stuff. And there was a congregation of poker players here, not playing here, but playing elsewhere. And they all kind of got into it before me. And I wasn't really interested in poker. I didn't really have much interest in taking it up or learning it. And then they took me down the place one day, and that was it. I was hooked.
What was the first tournament you played? Can you remember?
Tournament. It was a £5 rebite gut shot. I was taken up there by a few of the lads that play here. Yeah. And I was just hooked. I was just like, wow. I was looking forward to it. It was every Tuesday. It was like a free roll to, and then £5 rebuy. And I was just looking through all the whole week, just the Tuesday.
So how long ago were we talking? What kind of year was
this? It was about when I was 21.
Was there a kind of a turning point, or was it quite gradual? Was there one kind of big, small win in London that you thought, right, I can make a lot of money from doing this?
Being a gambler, obviously take risks, and so when I win like 8-10 grand or something in a tournament, it's a lot of money for someone who hasn't got that kind of money, and it makes you want to quit your job. It does. I did stick it out for another year as a qualified driver, and then one night I won like a whole year's salary on the internet, and I was meant to go to work in the morning, and everyone was flying to Barcelona in the morning for the EPT. And I was just sitting there, I was just like, just want a whole year's wages tax-free. So I went on to BA.com, I put myself on flight, didn't tell anyone, just turned up at Gatwick. And they were all sitting there in the cafe, and I just popped my head up and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're meant to be at work. I was like, well, I'm a pro poker player now.
Was that the day you thought, I'm professional?
Yeah, that's the day I quit my job. Yeah. And I'd won a lot of money. And as I said, being a risk taker was a bit reckless, quitting your job. And most people look at it as a mistake. And a lot of people say, what are you doing? And about a month later, I lost all the money I had. And I thought, you're right, what a mistake I've made.
But fast forward to today, and you've kind of, in the last couple of months, if you count the WSOP win and Poker Million you just had, it's almost like your best, it's almost like your career winnings tournament almost in 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just phenomenal.
I mean, does the Poker Million make up for the disappointment, if it was a disappointment, of coming 9th at WSOP?
Totally.
It does?
Yeah, totally. And it makes up for last year's result as well. Losing heads up for a bracelet. Yeah. Since losing heads up, it just made me so hungry, eager to go out there and get a result, to come first in something. I mean, the money, as you said, like the first place for the Poker Million is not even half of what I won for coming 9th in the World Series. But it means a lot to me, it does, it really does. And just to lose heads up last year in a brutal way like that, it really made me so hungry to go out there and get a result, to come first in a big event. So I made the final of the World Series, and I think this is another shot now to get a bracelet. I'm so hungry for a bracelet. And it's in the biggest event, so yeah. It's a really good opportunity for me to go out there and do what I want to do now. And then I came 9th, and that really hurt. But as you said, it's such a good result getting them in the first place, and the money's great. And the money is really, really, really great. 7 figures to anyone is a lot of money, no matter who you are. And then to make the final of the World Series Europe in between, I'm like, well, now I have 2 shots to get a bracelet in the space of a few months. And I came 9th there. I'm like, well, what would I rather do? Come second in both events, or come 9th in first? I was like, I'd rather come 9th in first. So.
You still did a Demidov though?
I did a Demidov. I saw the guy do it last year. I thought no one's ever going to repeat that again. But I think that stems from this this confidence, this November 9 3-month gap confidence that people have been talking about, and I think it's true. So there's a lot of truth in it. In a 3-month gap this year, so many guys from the final table went off and got massive results. I made the World Series of Europe final, and I made the Poker Million final in between.
Did you expect Phil Ivey to go out when he did?
Well, I hoped he did. Not in a bad way. It's just that I laid him at 5 to 1 with rolling the wall for quite a large bit actually.
Okay.
So I thought to myself when I was going to the final, the worst possible case scenario would me coming ninth and him coming first.
Yeah.
Or not only walk away with no extra money, I would be losing money. But we had an interesting bet actually. Me and Phil were getting mic'd up in the back. It's 20 to, I think it's about 20 to 12, and it's meant to kick off at midday. And he says, I'm gonna lay the line at 12:15. No, yeah, quarter past or 25 past? I think it was 25 past 12. He laid a bet that the first card to be there, the line's 25 past 12. You can have 10k earlier or 10k later than 25 past 12. I said, I'm sure it's going to be after, I'm sure of it. But I said, I'll have 5k beyond 25 past 12. And the first card dealt was 10 to 1. So I thought, yeah, I've put him on 2 already, this is good. I've also got an extra 5k in my pocket.
He wouldn't have been able to do it without a prop bet.
Exactly, yeah, he didn't pay me anyway. Where's my money, Phil?
It was sticking online. What do you think about the payout structure for it? Seemed to be pretty flat up to about 5th or 4th, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird. It's
bizarre.
strange. Yeah.
Any reasoning for that?
I don't know the reasoning for it. I really don't. Because they give ninth play. Sometimes they might have a reason for saying that they give the final table were guaranteed millionaires.
Yeah.
And then 10th place was under $1 million, but it was such a big jump from 10th to 9th. It was 400k. It put 9th place into 1.260.
Yeah.
You know, they could have lowered that slightly. I'm glad they didn't, but they could have lowered it slightly, and I don't really know why they did with that, because there was just there's 38 grand difference between 9th and 8th.
Yeah.
And 400 between 10th and 9th. It didn't really make much sense to me.
Yeah. What are your goals for 2010? Anything? I mean, obviously win a bracelet. Obviously would be your top.
Of course.
Anything you'll be playing that you haven't played WPT World Championship?
Well, next month I'm going to the Aussie Millions. Never played that. Never been to Australia, so that should be really good fun. I've heard it's really good out there in Melbourne. I'm really looking forward to that. I have never played the EPT final in Monte Carlo. I'm going to play that. I'm really looking forward to the World Series. I'm really looking forward to 2010, to be honest. I've been playing for 5 years now, and if you look on my Hand and Mob profile, I've won more money than the previous year, or 5 years.
Yeah.
Or 4 years, I guess. So next year I've got a bit of a tall order to try and top what I've won this year. But I'm really determined and looking forward to it.
Okay. So who should we be looking for from the UK next year, who's up and coming? Are they all online players that we haven't heard of? Any young kind of live players that we should be keeping our eye on?
I don't really know too much about up and coming online players. I don't spend too much time in the online MTT world. There's a few live players that you've got to watch out for, I think. I really think Marta Zdeno, he's going to have a good year next year, I'm sure of it. He's been working hard at his game, and I think next year he's going to have some big results. He struggled to have results live in the last few. He's only quit his job this year, so he's only been playing as a pro for a few months now. Yeah. But he did cash in the World Series this year for 28 grand, which is a pretty good result. So expect big things from him. I actually think this year Chaz is going to have a really good year. I think it's his time. You know, he's been working very hard on his game as well. He's been playing a lot of online tournaments and had great success in fact in the last few months. And he's going to be hitting the GKPTs next year, and I fancy him to take one of those down for sure.
Do you think he felt a bit of pressure as part of the hit squad, sort of falling a little bit behind in terms of results of the rest of the guys?
Yeah, it kind of it always goes up and down like that. People always have results, and Chaz was the first one to really have big results out of any of us. Yeah. He went to the World Series and he hit 2 of those Bellagio 1K events when they had massive fields, and he took home nearly $200,000. And then so he was kind of I guess the leader at the time, and then Praz won a bracelet, so he's obviously no one's ever close to him. And then I had a good time, and Carl's had a good time, and kind of it's always changing. Sonny won GKPT and a few events, and he was on fire for a while. That's how poker works. You can't really. Players are always falling behind other players all the time. You see it in the rankings. You see great players down 25th place or something, and then suddenly they're first. It's just the way poker works.